It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to get into our weekend and reality reviews. Look at my string. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay. How are you all doing tonight? I've had a long day. You all know I'm preparing for vacation next week, so I've been working my ass off at work. And I haven't really been watching the show, so I caught up on Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Those were two very good episodes. So we're going to talk about those tonight. We're going to get into it, have a good time. Up next at 8 o'clock, we're going to get into the challenge. Just my 2 cents on the cast until we get some more information to talk about on the challenge 38. Let's jump right into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I'm really self conscious. Like, I'm really trying to go to the gym and work out. So that's why I do these late night reviews so I can have time to work, go to the gym, whatever. But I really am like, I hate coming on camera without makeup. But I know y'all be like, bitch, get over it. Okay, I'm getting over it. Let's get into the review. Let's get into the review. Housewives of Atlanta opened up with Marlo, Kenya, and Sheree. I took a little bit of notes so I remember the key points of the episode. They met up at this lot where Marlo is going to build a house. It's going to be out in Decatur, and if you're from Atlanta, they say Decatur is greater anyway. I had a lot of friends that lived in Decatur, so that's a cool spot. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than trying to buy a house in Sandy Springs or Buckhead or something like that. So I'm not mad at you, Marlo. Hey, Eric. A lot of people were shading Marlo because we were looking at the plans for her house and her closets were like double, triple the size of her bedroom. And like the boys had two little rooms downstairs and she had the whole upstairs. Look, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Number one, that's Marlo's money. Let her spend it how she want to spend it. I'm sure the 500 square feet is still a huge master bedroom. And so what if her closet 1,000 square feet? Marlo is known for having a lot of clothes. Let her have them clothes. Hey, Davion, let her do what she want to do with that house. I don't care. I'm not mad that the two nephews have their bedrooms downstairs because kids grow up, they go off to college, they move out, they get their own places. We don't buy forever homes for our kids to live with us forever. So Marlo, do what you do, girl. I'm not mad at it. Um, they revisit the conversation of where does Marlo make her money. I don't care where Marlo makes her money. She got it. Some kind of way Marlo has the latest fashions off the rack. I don't know how she gets that stuff, but that's her business. And number two, while we worried about how Marlo makes her money, Sheree, how you paying that light bill? Because I don't see you working down at nobody, Georgia Power, Coca-Cola, some of them big name corporate. Like, what does Sheree do? I know that light bill in her house is a couple thousand a month, let alone the property tax. But we just gonna act like Sheree got it like that. Okay, whatever. Sheree has a little moment where she on the phone with Tyrone and she telling the girls, "Oh, Tyrone gonna come to New York. Yeah, y'all might get to meet him. He can go 100. What is it? 100 miles from wherever he at? Is he in Philly, Baltimore? I don't know. We already know from the preseason that Tyrone is not going to make any appearance on season 14 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't understand why they just don't cut all of that bullshit out. Just cut every scene. We don't care about Sheree talking. We didn't care about Jamal Bryant living in Giselle's phone, so we damn sure don't care about Tyrone living in Sheree's phone. Don't want to see Sheree. You need a better storyline. Um, Candy and Todd go out for a little neighborhood walk. They start to have conversations about this play. That's the one thing I didn't write down. The Conversations of a Black Man. It doesn't pique my interest. It's a Broadway play, but Broadway people check out Candy's play. She's like, I'm responsible. I'm the big name. I'm responsible for bringing people, putting butts in the seats, whatever. Candy, it looks boring. When it comes down to doing plays, I would let that dream go. Just let that one go. Um, we get more of the conversation of Kandi not supporting Todd and the things. Look. I'm going to wrap all of that up in a bow. I feel like we're going to get more into it at the end of the episode when they have that mini fight on the bus. We don't care about Chateau. I don't care about Chateau Thelma, period. Anyway, I'm just saying, Eric, if we're going to keep running down Marlo's finances, Marlo, how you pay for this, Marlo, how you pay for that, Sheree could get the same rundown. Sheree is the person, and I like Sheree, no shade, just a little bit of facts. Sheree is the person who has done the least with this platform. Like Marlo has done more with this platform than Sheree. The most we've seen or heard Sheree do is sell some little $5 Who Gonna Check Me Boo t-shirts down at the Piedmont Park. And that was about a decade ago. So how is Sheree paying for this house? Now, again, I don't care. I just feel like it's fair is fair. If we gonna get on Marlo, let's run down Sheree's bank account too. That's all I'm saying. Somebody was shady and say she don't even live in that house. She just filmed there and it's up for Airbnb any other time. I don't think that's true because we see Sheree all up and down Instagram in that house. I would want to know. Now, Todd has some kind of condo in Jersey. It started out as a place for him in some past relationship. And Kandi feels like, oh, well, you bought this house to live with so-and-so. So I don't want to go up into that house and live in that house. And you, Kandi, get over that shit. Get over it. People don't, see, that's rich people problems. Because most people don't have the coins to get up and buy brand new houses for every relationship. Or is it just me? Am I just cheap? Because I know the house I first moved into when I first moved to Memphis, y'all know I'm from Atlanta, I moved to Memphis when I got married, was my husband's house that he shared with his first wife. And so when I moved in that house, I wasn't like, oh, I don't want to stay in this house. Your ex-wife used to live here. It was like, nah, bitch, plant your shit in this house, stack your coins until y'all could buy a bigger house. And that's what we did. Maybe I'm just broke, but I don't know. Most people don't sit around and buy new apartments and new houses for every relationship. It is what it is. But maybe that's Kandi is so out of touch because she's been rich for so long that maybe she does buy new houses for every relationship. I don't know. Kandi does say when she travels, she ain't trying to go to no apartment and clean and cook. She like to go to a hotel, make a mess, let the maid come in, fix it up, order her room service. That's me too. That's me too. When I try, I'm not really an Airbnb type of girl. I'm not trying to wash dishes, make beds, strip the beds, wash this, or I'm going to be charged. No. I ain't got time for all them Airbnb rules. Let me check into my favorite hotel is the Embassy Suites. Let me check into a nice Embassy Suites. They're going to come, clean the bathroom every day, make the bed. I can go downstairs every day at 7 and get drunk at the little reception. That's how I like to travel too. So I'm not mad at Kandi for that, but I feel like it's not fair for her to tell Todd to sell this condo when his name isn't even on the deed to the house. Because whenever you get tired of Todd or you really start believing some of these rumors you hearing in the streets and you want to put him out, where he gonna go? Where is Todd gonna go? So keep your condo, Todd. Fix it. I said fix up the condo. Put the condo on the Airbnb and make money. Give the condo to Kayla or Riley. Riley up there in New York going to school. Let Riley live there instead of paying that high-ass New York rent. Or put it up for lease. But definitely fix it up, Todd, and start making money on it because that condo looked a mess. But I guess we'll get there at the end. Ralph and Drew go to therapy. The first thing I put in my notes is, who is this therapist? Is he licensed? Is this his friend? Are they doing another acting one-on-one session? That is not a therapist I would ever go to. Ever. He seemed so unprofessional. The advice that they gave them, I would never take. Then Drew said he called him a maniac. And then when they were talking about it, he was like, look, the next time y'all have a conversation, keep my name out y'all mouth. Y'all shouldn't even be talking about me. Sir, you're their marriage counselor. When they're talking about their marriage, of course, your name is going to come up because they're discussing things that they talked about in counseling. Like, and he seemed like he was on Ralph's side. And anybody with Ralph's bullshit, I was like, Drew. But that was, I was just looking at the TV. He was like, when you two are talking, keep my name out of your mouth. Y'all shouldn't even be talking about Dr. Ken. Then we get to the famous line of, I was trying to give you lobster and steak when you deserved a Lunchable. Instead of checking Ralph for saying something so disrespectful to his wife, he goes to Drew. What'd he say? He checked Drew, talking about, Drew, you need to live more in the moment. You need to appreciate what he's doing and live in the moment. Sir, this is a part of me is why I feel like if I ever do marriage counseling, I want a female marriage counselor. Because he seems very biased, a little bit chauvinistic, a little bit, a woman needs to be in her place, and since you ain't in your place, that's why your marriage ain't all together. Like, and then I know we ain't got to be all in their marriage business. Mind you, I feel like a lot of their marriage business is an act. I really can't believe Ralph is doing all this stuff and Drew is that stupid. But maybe she is. I don't know. Because we still ain't addressed Tampa. We ain't addressed this massage. We ain't addressed him needing an assistant with a fat ass. Like, all we're going to address is, Drew, you should live more in the moment. What moment? The moment he packed up all his shit and drove to Tampa for 3 days? I'm supposed to live in that moment? The moment his assistant is giving him massages, I'm supposed to live in that? Like, what moment is she supposed to be living in? And then Ralph talking about he packed the bag to go live in the little boy's room, sleep on the bottom bunk of the little boy's room. I just don't believe it. And girl, if this shit is true, I don't tell nobody to get a divorce, but this is a relationship. You need to go ahead and let this one go, Drew. You're beautiful. You can find another. Go ahead and let him go. Because it's like, I don't want to live in this misery. Because Ralph is not changing. What else happened? Oh, at the end of it, they have some kind of bet where they aren't allowed for 30 days to have a combative argument. They aren't allowed to argue, attack, make fun of, none of that shit. What about cheat, go to Tampa, get massages from the assistant? And I believe Candy put something shady on Twitter. She was like, what do all these assistants do? Like, what does Drew need 3 assistants for? She doesn't even have but one job, and that's Real Housewives of Atlanta. So what does she need 3 assistants for? But moving on, that Candy said that, not me. But I agree with you, Candy. I forgot my point, but at the end of the day, I'm over Drew and Ralph. They really are getting ready to get on my fast forward button. Hey, Vontae. And I couldn't even, just my personality, and I don't even like to argue and fight, but sometimes I do. And sometimes you just get into it with your spouse, and 30 days is a long time not to get into it. Or maybe I'm in some, let's move on. Candy sends Safari and Patrick to everybody's house in some S&M damn near naked outfits and give everybody some vibrating panties. One thing Candy gonna do, if Candy doesn't do anything else on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she gonna advertise her fucking businesses. She gonna advertise them restaurants. She gonna advertise these fucking plays. She gonna advertise these vibrating ass panties. Candy is everybody on Bravo in the housewife universe needs to take a master class from Candy on how to brand and promote. And in every scene, I don't care if we just going to lunch, give these girls something so they can pull it out on TV. That is free advertisement. And I'm not mad at Candy for doing it. Candy don't give a damn if y'all buzzing each other in New York. She just wants this shit to be on TV. I'm kind of tired of it, but go ahead and do your thing, Candy. Up next, they get to New York. I'm skipping over a lot of shit because a lot of it I don't care to talk about. They get to New York. They in some kind of hotel. Candy's like, it's one more suite, presidential suite. Whoever had the best sex story can get the suite. Everybody starts lying. Somebody said they had sex in a car. The worst one was Kenya following a dead coyote's blood and then getting turned on and fucking on a dead coyote just to turn out that the coyote was still alive. Girl, you had the best story even though we don't believe it. So Kenya gets the room. Nene should have been all of the girls, Marlon. Nene. Now Portia, she has parlayed a couple of businesses. She didn't really advertise her businesses as much as Candy, but all of the girls, you know who need a masterclass is Sheree. Sheree should not be on here with just a jogger's t-shirt. We should see something. Not a jogging pants, not a jogging jacket, not a jogging shoe. We ain't seen not even a fucking jogging sports bra from Sheree. She needs to be learning from Candy. But let's move on. Okay. They're on the bus. And this is this argument with Todd and Candy that I kind of believe was kind of real. Where Todd wants Candy to live in her world. Like, it kind of sounded like rich people problems. And it kind of sounded like Candy was believing a little bit of the rumors that Mama Joyce hears in the streets. Because they showed that flashback of Portia saying, well, what is Todd or Marvin doing in New York? I hate to hear that. I like for Candy to always have trust in Todd. I hate to see just the slither of, girl, I don't know what he up there doing. At the end of the day, Candy is the one that pays the bills. At the end of the day. So she has to work. Now, I might be in the minority. She can go ahead and leave the Chi alone. I can't stand Candy on the Chi. I think her acting is awful on the Chi. That's one job she could probably let go of, but I think Lena likes the name. But I'm not mad at Candy for working and doing what she has to do to keep the lights on in that big ass 2 houses that they have. And when you're an entertainer, you have to strike while the iron is hot. You can't sit down for 10 years and say, oh, let me sit at home with my husband and my babies and I'll come back. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn in 10 years, especially once RHOA goes off and all of that. Candy is striking while the iron is hot, and she has a new job. SWV and Escape have a new reality show. I don't think it's on Bravo. Maybe it is on Bravo. I can't remember right now what network it's on. But ever since when Escape had that little mini series on Bravo, when they did Essence Festival and they first came back together, from then I said, Candy, forget all these spinoffs. You and Escape is gold. I can't wait to see SWV and Escape do a reality show. I can't wait for that. But Todd, who is a part of production in the entertainment industry, should understand that his wife has to strike while the iron is hot, and she has to work while she can. Because once we, America, get tired of seeing Candy and tired of giving Candy our coins, she got to live on what she made. And Todd talking about, I could blow up tomorrow. And what you going to do? Marlo hit him with that shade. I can't wait to the reunion and they bring that up. She said, Todd could blow up tomorrow all he wants to, but one thing I know for sure, he gonna use Candy money to blow up. Yes, he will, Marlo, but that's a part of being married. And we have to stop shading Todd for that, because if it was vice versa, we don't shade Ashley over on Potomac. Ashley is, parlaying. I don't know if Ashley have any businesses or not, but when a woman takes a man's money and invest it and make a little business or something for herself, we don't shade the woman like, oh, well, you did that with your husband money. No, we give her high fives. You go, girl. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't ever get caught out there with nothing. Don't just live off no man. Do something with yourself and the money. So why do we make it seem like it's a bad thing when Todd is doing the same thing just because he's a man? I don't know. They take a tour of that raggedy ass house, fix it up and give it to Kayla or Riley, or put it on Airbnb. Tide. I already said that. The house, we ain't even gotta they didn't even have to do 5 minutes of the episode showing us that. They could have showed us a couple of pictures and moved on. At the end of the day, they go out to eat. Sonya is ready to get her panties to buzzing and they can have a quick laugh. It doesn't seem like Candy gave the vibrating panties to everybody. I would have thought she would have gave it to all the couples, but it seemed like Sheree didn't get any, and I don't think Marlo got any, but Kenya got some, and Kenya ain't got nobody buzzing her, I guess. Anyway, we have a moment where Sheree has to show Drew the text messages, and I believe she showed Ralph the text messages. Look, the assistant said you was gay. Here it is. Here's the receipts. Whatever. I don't care nothing about that. I don't believe Ralph is gay at all, but I have the worst gaydar in the world. The worst. But if he is or if he isn't, that's Drew's business. That's her husband. The same thing when Kenya was trying to say Kim Fields' husband was gay because he was tap dancing. Like, who cares who is gay and who is straight? If that's her husband, that's her business. And if she like it, I love it. It ain't none of my business. Then we get to see Ralph is at the table hollering out about big ass assistants, and Drew is in her feelings about the assistant, and Kenya has to come save Drew and tell Ralph he's a gaslighter. He is, but the biggest gaslighter is that fucking Marceau on Huntsville, but we gonna get into that shit next. I don't think Ralph is truly a gaslighter. I really feel like they're acting, or Drew is just a dummy. Because one thing about Tisha, nobody has really presented receipts to Tisha. We done seen all kind of receipts on Ralph, and let's move on. That's the end of the episode. I don't care anything else. I kind of feel like, do you feel like Kenya should have minded her business? Because Kenya only jumped in that talking about, oh, I feel like that's Mark talking to me. I got to jump in this. You don't even like Drew. But I appreciate it. I know Kenya isn't trying to be the villain this season. I'm giving Kenya a fresh chance. I'm not mad at her for checking Ralph. But I do kind of feel like that was their business and you should have stayed out of it. I ain't got time to be arguing with nobody else's husband. I'm sure you got plenty of arguments coming your way with Mark trying to take half of your house and half of your coins. I wouldn't be trying to save everybody else. But anyway, that's just Angie. That's the end of Real Housewives Atlanta. Let's switch to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm trying to keep these all under 30 minutes because I got to do the challenge at 8. So this has to stop at 8. Let's get into Huntsville, y'all. We open up with the cliffhanger hard conversation. When I tell you that Marceau Scott, when it comes to teaching people about gaslighting, when it comes to, I can't tell, y'all put it in the comments or in the chat, if Marceau is just a master manipulator or is Tisha just that dumb? Because can you really be a master at gaslighting when somebody is dumb? Because dumb people fall for anything. Dummies fall for everything. I can't tell. But when the end of that conversation and they both was breaking down crying and Tisha was apologizing after Marceau damn near admitted to cheating, I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. I said, no, you are not apologizing to this man. Let's get into it. I said at this point, I said, because they break it down crying. I said, at this point, if Marceau is really, 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 really not a cheater, now I don't believe that he's not, but if he's not, and this TV show and social media and all of this is destroying your family, I think it's time for the Scotts to get off TV. I really do. Now, I feel like it's a lot of ammunition behind what we feel. Like, it's something about that women's intuition. That ain't even my man, and my intuition be going off. I'm like, oh, girl. Oh, girl. Now, it started with Marceau saying on January 4th, I posted a picture. And somebody, I don't know who, but somebody felt like, well, since I posted something on January 4th, they was just going to pick up on the January 4th date and create this story because I already put a picture out there on January 4th. Girl. That was the bullshit. That was the bullshit number one. Then he was like, Tisha was like, well, my mama said that you said you was in a hotel. I ain't say I was in a hotel. Your mama said I was in a hotel. Now, my memory ain't that good, but I don't recall Wanda saying he was in a hotel. But my memory ain't that good. She was like, my mom said you was in a hotel, that you said you was in a hotel with a friend. And he was like, yeah, I did go to ATL that afternoon, and I had lunch with a friend. And Tisha was like, a friend? He was like, yeah, Chris Fletcher. Now, I don't know who Chris Fletcher is, but I hope Marceau told you to cover for him before he put all this out here on TV. You said Marceau is good at what he does and Tisha is hella naive. So it's a little bit of both. Marceau is, the way he turned on the waterworks, I could not believe my eyes. Because we all know, now we ain't dummies. When somebody say, I'm going out with a friend, or I went to ATL to meet up with a friend, have lunch with a friend, and we already in the mode of conversation of you're cheating because we done seen your back in a picture. Tisha, you should know your husband's back. But then again, let me stop. I don't know. When you are first coming into this conversation, you shouldn't even be saying, oh, I went to ATL for a half a day to have lunch with a friend. Number one, how far away is Atlanta and Huntsville? Because I know Atlanta from Montgomery is a good 2 hours. Atlanta from Birmingham is a good 2 hours. Huntsville from Montgomery, it has to be a 3 to 4 hour drive. Easy, if not more. I don't know, because I ain't lived in Alabama in a really long time. But who the hell is driving at the least 3 hours to go have lunch with Chris Fletcher on January 4th? For no reason, just a friend. When you got a business and the kids, you ain't got time for your wife. You ain't got time to babysit these kids. None of it. But you got time to go drive to ATL to have lunch with Chris Fletcher. Okay, Tisha, you believe it. You like it. I love it. Oh, I done flipped my notes the wrong way. Let me go this way. So, I already said that. So at this point, somewhere in the Chris Fletcher of it all. Tisha believes her husband and she starts to cry. Why does everyone not want us to have a good marriage? Like, why can't we have a good marriage? Everybody else have a good marriage. Why I can't have a good marriage? Girl, I done already told you, Tisha, if you like it with Marcel, I love it. Because I ain't got to be with his ass. I don't know anybody that wants to be with him. Oh, girl. But let's move on. Tisha crying. So now Marceau want to be the savior of his wife. Now he crying. I don't know why we can't have no good marriage. Then I don't need nobody but you. I'm laughing and just shocked. I'm shocked. And then Marceau has the nerve to say that accusations are the new receipts. No, sir. Receipts are receipts. And accusations are accusations. If Tisha would, for once, because she's like, oh, just because Martell cheated don't mean you cheating. I feel like Tisha in her heart knows that her husband ain't shit, that he's out. She know that's her husband back. She know he's a cheater. It's been signs way before Melody and Martell. Season 1, episode 1, I felt like Marceau was cheating. I don't understand. I feel like Tisha just doesn't want to go through the embarrassment that Mel went through on national TV. So she fights it, and no matter what, she could see her husband's face in the bed with another woman, and she's not gonna believe it. She's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's some Photoshop. They really good at this Photoshop now. I don't think Tisha would ever believe a receipt. So it's like, why are we going through these motions? Because I'm not crying over a lie. And then Tisha's like, I don't know why they want to see me suffer. Why I gotta suffer? And I'm like, girl, don't nobody want to see you suffer, but we definitely see you suffer. Because it has to be suffering to be in that type of marriage. For a woman like me. For a woman like me that's very headstrong, independent, don't need you for nothing, gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I can't be in no marriage with no controlling ass, manipulating, gaslighting ass man like that. That shit is suffering for me. But like I said, Tisha, you like it. I love it. And then at the end of the conversation, Marceau says, the only thing I need in this world is you. And I was like, you ain't needed to go to Africa though, but that ain't none of my business again. But let's move on. Let's move on. Chris is that dude Martell know. Is Chris the one from the famous lemonade throw? Is that Chris? Chris live in Huntsville. What the hell you doing at ATM? All of them got the same name. It's probably another Chris. Huntsville is 3 hours away. Okay, Davion, that's still too far. I don't I live out in the outskirts of Memphis. So everything for me is a 30-minute drive. I don't want to drive an hour to the other side of town for lunch. Damn near 3 hours and back. A 3-hour trip, I need to spend the night. But maybe that's what Martell was doing. Or Marceau. Maybe that's why he spent the night. I don't know. But moving on. Okay. Let me grab a sip of water real quick. I was a little bit too shady. The congestion came back a little bit. We have another in-person scene of Kimmy, Maurice, and Martell. I felt like Maurice and Kimmy told Martell everything he needed to know on a little FaceTime conversation. Why he has to come in the office and have the same conversation, I don't know. So I'm going to just give you my quick 2 cents and move on. Kimmy says she can't control Martell, but she can control her environment. And I'm like, girl, but can you control Maurice's environment? Because Maurice is the one that you're really mad at. And I seen all the tweets about that. I do 100% feel like Kimmy is mad at that picture. She mad that Maurice lied and had her looking like Tisha on TV for a quick minute. Maurice was lying. I believe he was out there with a linebacker. I believe it. and Ariane can't be controlled because she was like, it's people in your party that can't be controlled. It's so crazy how they could talk about Ariane and never say her name, but we know exactly who they're talking about on this TV. Like, why can't they say Ariane's name? We know who y'all talking about. At the end of the day, Kimmy is mad. Where are my cliff notes? Kimmy is mad at Marceau for posting the picture, Maurice for getting caught up in the lie, and at Ariane, which she's taking it out on Martell, for throwing the linebacker shit out there. Kimmy is embarrassed by that. She's mad about it. And I feel like she don't want Martell and Maurice kicking it anymore. That's what she mean by I can at least control my environment. But can you control your husband? Because you see in this scene, in this episode, neither Kimmy nor Tisha knew anything about this upcoming ATL trip to go celebrate Martell's wine. And I said it from the previews, from the super trailer. I wouldn't send my damn husband to ATL with Martell. And I trust my husband, but shit. Even if the husbands go to ATL with Martell and have the intentions of not doing anything, and they probably won't do anything, it's just the perception and the foolishness that will come from the perception that I wouldn't want to be a part of. My husband was at home, so I don't know what happened at ATL, but it wasn't with none of mine. Not with Martell. And I think that's where Kimmy's coming from. But later on in the episode, when we see how dry and boring Melody was at that party, I halfway felt like Martell should have came instead of her. But anyway, Martell says he's tired of being second. He don't feel like, why would you even want me to be second? Why Melody can't be second? At number 2, after the picture thing, Kimmy is Melody's friend. And the way that you treated Melody, not even before the cheating, during the cheating, but once she asked for a divorce, and the way you slandered her name and tried to make her this, and you threw the girl all up in her face, and just your ways, I wish somebody would say, look, I don't fuck with people that have your ways. And it's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like everybody want to be the nice guy. Everybody's scared to fracture his ego. Like, I would tell him straight up, look, the way you treated my homegirl, I don't fuck with you. I don't rock with people that do the shit that you just did for the past year when all she wanted was a divorce. But we want to sugarcoat it. You the good guy. It's nothing good about the way Martell was acting this past 2 seasons on this show. But then again, I don't know him as a person, so whatever. Let's move on because I don't want to talk about them no more. Okay, Destiny and Tiffany. Is her name Tiffany? Because in my notes, I put down that I forgot her name, but I think it's Tiffany. Destiny and Tiffany meet up to speak on Stormy. Tiffany put her 2 cents out there. I don't care nothing about what Tiffany said. At the end of the day, I felt like Stormy was the one who got aggressive first. And that's just me. Let's continue to move on. Okay, number 2. They talk about Melody, and they bring up something about, oh, I didn't even know Tisha was and Melody had beef. Oh, you didn't know they had beef either? I didn't know they had beef either. Look, I know this is a TV show, and y'all ain't got shit else to talk about. This is why y'all talking about it. But in real life, if a bitch come up and say, I don't want to be your friend, I'm not fucking with you no more, I'm not going to everybody in town trying to figure out why she don't want to fuck with me no more. Or look at her and she the one who, if we ain't fucking with each other, we ain't fucking with each other. And if you got other friends, go have a storyline with somebody else. I see why Melody say everybody is her storyline. I really do. Because that's all Destiny talking about. Melody's not my friend, and I don't understand, and she don't want to talk to me no more, and who cares? Let's move on. Jalen wants to know, why is Wanda coming to the party? And it's a TV show, Jalen, because I can't understand it either. Like, Kimmy, you were the most pissed at how Wanda came and cut up at Jalen's graduation party. Why would you invite her to the housewarming party? I guess if it wasn't for Wanda, who else gonna cut up and make us tune in? Because ain't nobody else really got anything going on. I don't know. In my notes, I wrote, why is Kimmy even in charge of the guest list if this Jalen's housewarming party? Like, yeah, at my housewarming party, we invited our in-laws and some older family members. But you better believe all my younger friends was the one there turning up. And we having a good time. I don't understand why Kimmy is in charge of the guest list. Like, Jalen doesn't have any other friends. Or maybe they came after the film and crew left. The younger people came out once the cameras went down. Okay, let's move on. Now, we get to the party. Stormy and Destiny show up. Kimmy wants to play peacemaker and have them talk. And I'm like, why? Like, why? People argue, they fight. They not arguing and fight now. So why rehash some shit that they seem to have let go and moved on from and will be cordial with each other? So why do we need to rehash it? Like, but anyway, they're never gonna see the wrong. Like, both of them feel like they were right in what they were doing. So if we fast forward, Destiny at some point says sweetie to Stormy, and Stormy went all the way left with it. Like, I'm not your sweetie. And so Destiny was like, I can see this ain't going nowhere. Let me go outside and catch my breath because I'm just going to walk away. And I agree with Destiny, because even though I don't like to particularly be called sweetie, I don't, not sweetie, not honey, not pie, sugar, none of that. If you're not my man, don't call me none of that. And Stormy was the one talking about tone is everything. It was your tone of when you said that to her. Like, it was kind of like, bitch, don't call me sweetie, even though she didn't say bitch, but that's how her tone came off. And why can't people check Stormy on her tone? Anyway, Kimmy, you didn't solve nothing. Nobody really cared. You ain't solved nothing between Destiny and Stormy, so let's move on. Tisha comes in, and I like Tisha'S outfit. I thought that was a really cute skirt. Tisha looked good. She said they getting ready to go on date night. Blah, blah, blah. A spades game came out, and I was like, I'm here for the spades. So I was here to see them play spades. Hey, Charles. And Marceau and Maurice are kind of getting that mail like, oh, you really ain't gonna say nothing to Tisha? And I'm like, Melody, why are you still talking to Marceau and Maurice? Like, it's a rumor out there that this is Melody's last season, and I really hope that it is, because I don't feel like that circle of people is where I would want my energy to be. Outside of maybe Kimmy. Everybody else in that circle, I wouldn't want to put my energy there if I was in Melody's headspace. But a lot of y'all don't like Melody. But anyway, but I did feel like Melody was acting stank at the party. Like, why show up and not speak? Not even want to engage with anyone in conversation. Like, only one you want to talk to is Stormy. You and Stormy could have did something somewhere else, because Stormy don't even know Jalen. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, Wanda comes in and she spots the liquor. She like, hey, everybody, oh, there go the liquor. So I already knew Wanda was getting ready to get her liquid. I don't think Wanda needs liquid courage, but she probably ain't need no extra. She remind me of Lewis when he was like, I'm happy we had this conversation and I didn't have a shot. That's Wanda. Try to get Wanda sober, because she really act up after she spotted that liquor. But anyway, Wanda says she got an issue with everybody because everybody been talking about her baby, and if you got a problem with my baby, you got a problem with me. We've heard this all before from Wanda. This ain't nothing new. Tisha comes in, and see, this is why I don't like fucking Tisha. Tisha comes in and says, Mama, I've already squashed everything with everybody. I don't have a problem with nobody in here. You ain't gotta defend me. Tisha did say that. But Wanda was like, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and can't nobody stop me from saying what I gotta say. And she was like, Tisha was like, I don't want you getting into it with nobody. Wanna say, ain't nobody gonna get into it with me. Ain't nobody gonna get into it with me. They better shake a bone and get on. I love when Wanda says crazy stuff. It is comedy to me. She says, shake a bone and get on. Ain't nobody in here gonna get into it with me. So then Wanda goes around the room. I got a problem with you. You said something about my baby. And I got a problem with you. Y'all was talking shit. And Kiki told me y'all was talking shit. And Kimmy was like, oh, but did Kiki say what she said? And at the end of the day, Wanda was like, well, let me start with you, Kimmy. I got a problem with you. Why Wanda want to start with Kimmy of all people? Kimmy the one that's going to take it there. I believe everyone else respects loosely. But at least the fact that she's an elder and it's Tisha'S mother, they don't cuss her ass out. Where we all know Kimmy will. Kimmy will. And she was like, Wanda had walked off or said something about, she said her famous line of not trusting bitches who don't buy their shoes in the box. I ain't going over that again. And then we get a flash of Tisha'S New Confessional Wig, which is an iced out blonde, short, kind of curly cut wig. Tisha, burn it. Burn it fast. Don't even put it on the wig head. Just throw it in the fire pit, girl. That wig is not cute on you at all. That number one is the wrong shade of blonde for your skin tone. I can't talk shit because I done dyed my shit blonde too. Underneath all these braids, y'all know I done dyed my shit blonde. But I dyed it the right shade of blonde for my skin tone. Oh, Tisha, you look a mess. And it kind of gives into the, like, you copy Mel. Like, that's the shade of blonde Melody wears. Now, Mel, that's the wrong shade of blonde for you too. But I ain't going back there. Just burn the wig and let's move on. So, Wanda's in there talking about bitches and their shoes in the box and all that shit Wanda be talking about. And one thing Tisha says that I agree with, and then there's some second that I disagree with. Wanda is wreaking havoc on the women in the living room. Marcel was like, go get your mama. She in there starting shit. And Tisha was like, look, Kimmy the one who invited her. Kimmy know how Wanda is, so she get what Wanda give. I agree with it. I agree with that. Kimmy, you shouldn't have invited Wanda. You should have left Wanda off the guest list. But two, Tisha, you said you don't have a problem with any of these women. In the kitchen, you talking about, oh, well, they started it, so my mama could say something, you know, they shouldn't have said that. So it's kind of like in front of everybody, you trying to check your mama. Like, mama, stop. I'm checking you. Don't do it. But in the kitchen, you down for what your mama doing. Like, well, they said something about me, so let my mama say what she got to say. I don't care. That's weak, scary, bitch attitude. Like, if you can't check the women yourself, don't sick your mama on them. Because I'm telling you, this shit only gonna end one or two ways. People gonna get tired of you and your mama's mouth and her bullshit, and somebody gonna slap the shit out of Wanda. Now, I believe 100% Wanda can fight, and she probably will whoop y'all ass. Wanda gives me that energy, but people gonna start matching your mama energy, and the shit ain't gonna end well, because they either gonna want to whoop your mama ass or they gonna want to whoop your ass for your mama. Tisha, you need to leave her out of your shit. And then we end the episode with Jayla talking about, ain't gonna be no bitches up in here, and I'm here for it. Check her, put Wanda out. Call her a lift, because we know she been drinking, and put her ass out the house, Jalen. And I hope you do it next episode. And that's all I got to give. I can't wait to see the next episode. In about 8 minutes, I'm getting ready to get into the challenge. Jalen probably let his mom do her thing because she wanted to celebrate him. I'm sure he did another party just for his people. I know he did. Because I don't want to sit up and party with my mama friends. That's like me going home and sitting up partying with all my mama friends for my birthday. And she like, this your birthday party with all her sorors there. No, no, ma'am. Where my friends? No, ma'am. Like, we going to have a good time, but that's not my real party. That's your party. Wanda is annoying, but she does bring the foolishness. Wanda brings the foolishness, but it's only so much people gonna take. People only gonna respect your mama for so long before they start to match her energy, because everyone here is grown. Down to Jalen. Everyone here is grown. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me, and it couldn't have been my family, because old people get cussed out in my family all the time, but they'll cuss y'all right back. Like, we don't do that age limit. Like, if you come to them with this kind of energy, they gonna match you. We match energies in my family. So I don't know, but that's it, you all. Thank you all for rocking with me. If you're on the rewatch, hit the like button. If you're in the chat, hit the like button. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about Real Housewives of Atlanta and what you thought about what we just talked about, Huntsville, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have not watched Basketball Wives. I have not watched what come on next, the Love and Marriage DC Girls. I probably will watch that tonight. I'm not gonna promise a review. Y'all know I'll be out of town this weekend, so next week there will be no weekend and reality reviews. I won't be back in town until the Monday after Memorial Day, so that's like June 5th or 6th, something like that. So I'm gonna be gone for 8 days. So the next review will be 8 days, probably 2 weeks from now. And I hope you all come back. I need this vacation so bad. I just need to, what they said on Different World, relax, relate, release. I need a vacation. So that's it, everybody. In about 5 minutes, I'm gonna start the next live, and we're gonna talk about the challenge, the MTV Challenge 38 cast. I'm gonna give y'all my quick opinions, and I want to hear y'all opinions too. We're gonna have a good time. Charles, we'll talk about Drag Race off camera, because I do want to do that. But I'm about to go grab something quick to drink. Oh, what you said, DC almost finna be no. It's boring. The previews look like they pick up, but I'm over this Winter Girl. I already seen the preview. Some about her 60-year-old husband went to go live back with his mama. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about this lady and her sad story. She's not even a cast member. But like I said, I ain't watched it. So maybe by the time I get back from vacation, the episodes will have picked up. But again, I'm about to go run to the restroom real quick. Come back for the next review or the next live. We're going to get into the challenge. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I'll see y'all in a quick minute. All right. Bye.